if I decide to say as part of my life goals that I want to get married, if I plan that as part of my life goals, I want to get married, and I get married, how do you say it's not an achievement? I have achieved. If it's part of my life goals, it's an achievement. If it's not part of your life goals, then that's it. Well, it does not mean that it's not an achievement. It's still an achievement, but an undesired achievement. Take for example, some people are achieving many things that they did not plan to, right? But that does not mean that they did not achieve the goal, the mind. Maybe when LeBron James started his career about 20 years ago, he did not plan that he was going to be the highest baller, right? But now he has achieved it about 20 years after the last record, right? So these are the things I'm looking at. So if I plan that in my life, I want to get married. Okay. And like for someone like me, I planned that I was going to get married to a northerner. I planned that the lady was going to be dark complexion. I planned that the lady was going to have long hair. And I had those plans as early as when I was 13 years old. And today my wife is a northerner. She's dark complexion. She has long hair. You say it's not an achievement? Now, let's look at it, because some of the people who say marriage is not an achievement, they have not been able to have a relationship successfully for 3 months. They are always failing. They are always breaking out. Now, if it's so easy, if it's something that you can just pass off, if it's something that just happens, like I'm on my way to Mobi, or I'm on my way to Mokola, I stumbled on it and it happened. If it's something like that, why have you not gotten married? Why are you a prayer point to your family?
Let me ask him. His friend asked him sometime and say, where do they get good wives?
Exactly. The Bible says, he that finds a wife. Do you think it's easy to find? When Jesus Christ was to describe that finding, knocking, and seeking, he used the widow who kept on coming to the king's gate. No. This is what I actually want us to realize, right? I think there's something wrong that is happening. There's a mindset and orientation that is going around that is not proper, right? People get to separate their marriage from their life, right? So they get to see, this is my marriage and my family. This is my life. So that's why you hear people talking about career. And I'm like, I can never have a career without having marriage and family, because marriage and family is still part of my career. Parenting is a career goal.
It's a career goal.
Right? Parenting is a career goal. Having a wife and staying with that wife till death do us part is a career goal. Some people cannot do it. Some people, they switch career, they change career, they end the career, they pick up another career, they change course, and the rest. So now, if I see my life like a holistic entity, right? So from the day I started having level of knowledge, intelligence, and decision making, I started planning my life. And I planned my life to how I want to die, where I want to die, the type of coffin I want to be buried with, how my tombstone will look like, the village that I want to live in till death. And I have that plan. And in all of this plan, being a lawyer today did not just happen. It's part of that plan. Right? Being a counselor today, I was already a counselor before becoming a lawyer. Okay. Now, even getting married was part of my plan to boost my counseling career.
Those can be called achievements. Yeah?
They are achievements.
Okay,
Yeah, see, I do not agree with her. Okay. And this is why I do not agree with her. It boils down to the last statements she make. There's this I don't want to call it bad thing, but there's this wrong thing we are doing, right? Because we want to make A feel good, we now water down B, right? So because she does not want people who are not yet married not to feel terrible that they are not yet married. So those who are married, is not an achievement to them. No, that is so wrong, right? Now, if you are talking about goals, let's go back to about 3 people have mentioned getting admission into school. If getting admission into school is not an achievement, why does the school organize matriculation
Yes.
and you wear gown?
Welcome.
No, it's not
Why should they
welcome.
wait?
It's an
So,
achievement.
it's an achievement.
You think to pass JAM is not an achievement? You think to get admission into UI or to
How
get
many
admission
people-
into how many people applied for Harvard and did not get it, and you say it's not an achievement? Meanwhile, in your CV, you can even write a degree in so and so in view,
There is something,
and you say it's not an
there's
achievement.
something I want to add. The lady said it is when it is what goes on in the marriage that makes it an achievement. So when you go to university and come out and you have a degree, you didn't have work, and you have a degree, so you have not achieved anything.
No, but
No,
those two are not supportive.
They are the same thing. That's what he's saying.
They are-
He's saying-
see,
No,
he
the
is saying,
life
no, he
that
is
you
saying
also
that
live on
he is
campus
saying, I'm coming.
matters, right?
He is saying that if
It
you are
can
happy in the
affect your
marriage,
life forever.
if you are happy in the marriage, you are everybody sees that. you are
see,
happy.
see it this way.
That's what makes it an achievement. It's not true.
See, elderly
As far as you are
gentleman.
married,
Elderly gentleman, there was a statement she also made that some people, they get married, they are not happy. There are many people who have degree and they are not happy.
And they're not happy.
There are many people who have the millions they want, they are not happy.
Right.
They have the car that they want, they are not happy. They have the job that they want, they are not happy. So if they are using the after effect, the emotional after effect
to judge.
to judge, I mean the emotional after effect, that's what you are using to judge.
Then nothing is an achievement.
And now, when you go to school for a degree, you get a certificate. When somebody gets married, the person also gets a certificate. It's not an achievement, but if you need to pull out from marriage, you need to go through divorce.
Let's look at it from this angle. I'm looking at it from the place of, for a lot of young people.
I'm looking at it from a place of goal setting.
Okay, maybe we're looking at it
From goal setting.
Let me table the angle that I am looking at it from. Hopefully, maybe we can, get to the same point. So let's look at young people right now who are not married.
Okay.
A lot of people are pressured by the fact that their friends are already married. And the friends, of course, maybe it's an achievement for them. Right?
Yes.
Everybody will call something what they choose to call it. However, I think that tag of achievement that we place on marriage is one of the issues why a lot of people jump into.
Why do we have issues? Why do we have issues?
That's self-esteem issue. That's their self-esteem issue. Why should I make them feel good?
Like I said, I think what you make of your marriage
Yes.
then makes you an achiever, not being married.
How do you mark it? How do you mark it? How do you mark it? Yes. How do you mark it?
You know, at the beginning of the show, I said something about being relative.
How do you mark it?
So I don't think there's like an entire.
How do you mark now in your marriage that you are happy?
There's
So
no-
now saying that this thing is an
Then there
achievement.
is no entire qualification to call anything an achievement.
There's not entire no.
If you buy
exactly.
if you buy a car right now, people come to celebrate you and you don't have fuel. You don't have any in the car.
No. Or like me, I have a generator. I was only able to successfully buy fuel for my generator
Have you know that?
yesterday, since this year.
Will you say
So
that?
what? Now,
Have
see,
Have you achieved anything?
see,
Yes, yes.
I
Yes,
keep buying
generator.
fuel.
Yes,
Could you
yes,
buy
generator.
fuel? You want to go and join the queue? Now, wait, let's look at it this way. I want us to see it this way, right? Under every custom, as we are gathered here, we represent 3 different cultures in Nigeria. As we are seated here, 3 different cultures in Nigeria. Under each culture, under each custom, we have the rules that you have to go through to get married. If you choose to have a church wedding, we attend 3 different churches. There are rules our church or policies our churches have laid down for us to follow to get married, right? If you don't go through all these steps, you are not regarded as somebody who is married.
But when you go
So
to-
in the sense that if 2 people are cohabiting right now, they are not yet married. If 2 people have carried all the bride price list items to their in-laws' house, but they have not paid the bride price money under customary law, they are not yet married.
Yes.
Under customary law. Now, what that necessarily means is that for me to marry a guest successfully under his custom and under statutory law in Nigeria, I'll have to go through the stress
A lot
of
of things.
wooing this girl. So if I tell myself I want to marry this girl, the fact that I toast her and I propose marriage to her and she says yes, I've achieved one
And then
goal.
you do the right thing.
I have achieved one goal first of all. The first goal is to make her to agree to marry me. I've achieved one goal. If I go ahead to complete the marriage rights, the wedding rights with her, and we are not declared married, I have achieved another goal. The 3rd goal may not be for the 2 of us to continue living together as husband and wife till we die. That may not even be the 3rd goal. The 3rd goal may even be for us to have 3 children. And now we have 3 children. We have achieved that goal. If I plan to have children and I have children, I've achieved that goal. It's an achievement, right? So if we now say, okay, these are 3 children, we want them to attend ambassadors.
Now I like
right?
Now I like the angle. Now I like the angle that you're bringing this.
Yes, if I want them to attend ambassadors,
Right.
and right now they are attending junior ambassadors, we have achieved what? Another goal. So it is continuous goal. Now, if you are feeling bad because you are single and are married, the reason why you are feeling bad is because you also want to be married, but you are unable to get married. It's just the same way. Yes, it's just the same way people feel bad when their mates have gotten admission and they have not yet gotten admission. Everything you get into in life, everything you are doing right now is for respect. You got your degree for respect. You got your job to receive respect and honor, right? The way you dress is so that people will respect and honor you, right? The other courses and everything you do is so that in your industry, you will receive some respect and honor. As a counselor and as a therapist, including all those who are speaking right now, if they come to meet us and they ask, and they are coming for marriage counseling, one of the first questions they want to ask is, are you married? Right? So which means that they are more concerned about my marital status than PhD. Look at it this way. I remember there was a wedding that you emceed, and the wedding ended whether after 1 year or so, but the couple said that one of their major goals in that wedding was to enter, was the ovation? To be on Bella Niger weddings. And they got into Bella Niger wedding. No, is it a goal?
Oh, yes, it was.
Good. Now, if I have a goal to get married, now he's talking about the completion. How much is it to have a wedding? If a guy agrees to him now to say, I will marry you, can he do a wedding in a month? Can he do a wedding in 3 months? Can he do that in 3 months? Now, so if I have a goal, right, what people are seeing is that the way people are seeing it is they are looking at the complete journey of it. No, it's not the complete journey. You are looking at it as life by life. If I say that, latest 25 years, I want to be married, latest when I'm 25, and at 25 I got married, are you saying it's not achievement? You mean, are you going to water down the effort it took me to woo my wife, to make her parents accept me, to go through the process of a wedding ceremony, and to live together in the same house with another person? Are you going to water that down? Are you going to be waiting for when I die? No, you are saying that until I die.
Or you clock 30 years in marriage.
Until I die and clock 30 years in marriage, I have not achieved that goal.
Let's take another.
The pastor who just called in has summarized it all. You understand? It is an achievement. There's no way.
Achievement comes first by setting a goal and getting it.
Yes.
Then fulfillment is a different.
Fulfillment is what that achievement has gives you.
Then I'll call achievement, right? Like in my own case,
it is the fulfillment you are calling achievement.
Fulfillment is what
yes.
I'm calling achievement.
Do you know there are many people who did not want to have degree, but their parents forced them to have a degree? Will you say they have not achieved a degree?
Okay.
There are many people who have masters today, especially in this Ibadan. They never wanted to have masters, but their parents insisted that until you do your masters, you cannot get married. So by sheer pressure, they decide to get their masters. Some people have masters today because of peer pressure. All their friends are having masters, so everybody in their office has masters. How they themselves will not have masters, right? That's why I said when I was responding to that counselor from Abuja, do not because you want to make B feel good. If you are single right now, no pressure, feel good, enjoy your life. Life is still beautiful as a single person. But I'm not going to say because you are single, I'm going to water down the achievement of somebody that is married.
There's something I want to ask.
If not, we say parenting is not an achievement.
Is being single an achievement?
Life in itself is an achievement.
No.
Let me frame it this way.
Buying fuel in Nigeria today is an achievement.
Let me move on.
No, wait. Buying fuel in Nigeria today is an achievement because a lot of people
go out to buy fuel and are unable to buy fuel.
Unable to buy fuel.
You go out to buy fuel.
I've seen a man who has about 3 or 4 cars. I saw him on Okada. What's wrong with this man? He didn't have fuel, so he didn't achieve anything. So if he should carry a keg of fuel, he's achieved something.
See, let me even reframe that your single question, right? If you are single right now and you work in a school environment, you work maybe in a university environment, and you also a church leader and you decide to say, I want to be celibate until I get married, or you say, I want to be a virgin until I get married. If you marry as a virgin, is it an achievement or not?
It's an achievement.
That's an achievement.
It's an achievement,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So if I tell you that in this life, no matter what happens, I am going to get married. The day I get married, have I achieved something or not?
Now that you've explained, if you set it as a goal, then you've achieved.
Is there anything? No, he said no. You are looking at marriage as if it's something you can stumble into. You don't stumble into it.
Is it by mistake?
It's not by mistake.
Then you know what it took you to marry your wife?
It must be intentional.
Yes. So whatever may be your intention, and you achieve that thing, is an achievement. I can understand where this lady is coming from.
Yes.
If she's looking at people being happy in marriage, people having children, people putting hands together and walking on the road, going to the bush to pluck flower for each other. I'm coming as part of the achievement of marriage. But that is not, these things are not really what makes marriage an achievement. The most important thing is that you have entered into that institution. You understand? As a single girl, you are no longer single. As a bachelor, you are now married. That is what we call achievement.
Your status has changed on all documents.
On all documents. If you go to embassy right now and they give you a form to fill, you cannot. If they were married, you will put married.
You have achieved the social status.
I'm coming. So,
enter the social class.
So the fact that whether you are happy or you are eating in the marriage or you're not eating, that is a different thing altogether.
Is that what Pastor was referring to as fulfillment?
Yes.
See, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. People are getting it wrong, right? If I plan to have a car and I have a car, if that car is giving me headache, will you say I have not achieved my goal? I did not reach achievement. If you plan to have a degree and you have that degree and you don't have a job,
you wait until you drive the car for a whole year and it didn't give you any trouble.
That's when you say you have achievement.
No.
Or you have a degree. You have a degree, but because you have not gotten a job, you will say you have not achieved the degree.
Now let's do it this way.
It's not an after effects thing.
I've said everything I want to say. The issue is that, as far as I'm concerned, marriage is an achievement.
For me, it is a coconut shell, right? And this is what I want to say. There are people who have plans to have kids, and they have kids. If you come up here and say that having kids is not an achievement, that means you are downplaying the pain of those who want to have children. They have done several IVF, they have gone through surrogacy and the rest, and they are unable, they have done so many different things, they are unable, you are downplaying their pain, right? If you say marriage is not an achievement because it's not relevant to you, or because some people are single, you are downplaying the stress of those who dated for 3 years. You are downplaying those who spent more than 5 million to get wedded. You are downplaying their things and the rest. Now, it is not an after effect thing, because there are some people like me who are lawyers and they are not happy today that they are lawyers. Left to them, they wish they could go back and study something in ICT, something somewhere else. But you cannot say they did not achieve the goal of becoming a barrister. Okay, now, if you say you wanted to start a business, and you start the business, but the business is not going well, you say you have not achieved the goal by starting that business. That's how we should look at it here. I'm just seeing people talking and like, So how will you say last year, for example, you achieved all your goals for last year? Maybe you had a to-do list of everything you wanted to achieve last year, right? Can you come up and say, if a guy had 10 things that he wanted to achieve last year, and out of these 10 things that he wanted to achieve last year, marriage was one of them, you will say he achieved only 9 things? No, will you say he achieved only 9 things because marriage is not an achievement? As if to get married easy. It's the truth now. We are trying to downplay the work. Marriage for some people, getting married for some people is more. Imagine somebody that is AS.
Yeah.
You are saying that for that kind of person to find somebody who is AA, and the person agreed to marry him.
Let's talk to Telegram people. Telegram people, are we here? Hello? Hello, Telegram. Let me take... Okay, Talkboy wants to say something. Hello, Talkboy, what's up? We are off here now. We are not live on radio. Talkboy, you can talk. Hello, Talkboy, can you hear me? Talkboy, are you here?
I can hear you.
Okay, so we are now.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Good morning.
Go ahead, we can hear.
The perspective from which everybody is seeing things is quite different. Personally, I love marriage, and I think Ayo knows I love marriage. We just organized a couples retreat in December, and our aim is so that marriages can work, and marriage is honorable. I love marriage, I respect marriage, but for me, an achievement, like I said, is something that is working, something that you are proud of, sir. If you have a car, give an example of if I bought a car, I want to buy a car. You got the car, and the car is scraping away all your money and all of that. You're no longer happy about that. In fact, that thing, I wish I didn't buy this car, or I wish I'd gone for a better car. So, we just don't want to say that. I believe marriage is good. Everybody wants to get married. No, not let me say everybody wants to get married. People want to get married, and I encourage people to do it. It's beautiful. But beyond getting married, sir, is doing it right. That's what makes you happy. That's the achievement there. I don't see something. I can't call something an achievement that is not working. Is people are drying.
No, to be honest, I think I relate to Tokwe on this. I
want to ask a question. Has Buhari achieved anything by becoming the president of Nigeria? Because he contested several times and lost several times, and he finally became the president of Nigeria. And right now, being the president of Nigeria, security has gotten worse, cost of living has gotten worse, education system has gotten worse, and the rest. Will you say Buhari has not achieved his goal to be the president of Nigeria?
That's a different thing entirely.
Why do you say it's a different thing entirely? Why do you say it's a different thing entirely? Why do you say it's a different thing entirely?
Let me explain, sir. Can you please let me explain?
Please do.
Buhari, you see, what Buhari wants to achieve, and Buhari achieved the aim of getting into presidency. See, if you ask Buhari, he will tell you that he's doing fine in his administration as far as he's concerned. So he doesn't have, if Buhari is thinking that he's not doing fine, that maybe they became a president and they killed him, or they shot his leg, cut off his leg because he can. But as far as Buhari is concerned, he feels he's doing fine. For him, it's an achievement. He doesn't see that he's not doing anything right. They will come and tell you our government is doing this, is doing that.
Okay,
he's doing fine in his
let me ask a question. Sorry, please. Sorry, let me ask just one question. There are some people who plan to be successful, who plan to do things, and they actually got those things. They did those things. But along the line, they got depressed, right? They got depressed. So out of depression, they stopped doing those things, or they resigned from those things, or they quitted those things, or some of them even went as far as committing suicide because of how they felt about that thing. Take, for example, the person who created the AK-47 later felt bad about creating that weapon, right? And so that was why he donated everything coming from the sales of AK-47 to charity, to Nobel Prize, to the Nobel Prizes that we have today. So will you come up and say because he was unhappy with creating AK-47, will you come up and say because somebody was unhappy with a particular invention and the rest, he did not achieve that goal in history?
Well,
because you are talking about emotional after effects.
I know that you are a lawyer.
And lawyers can be very difficult to convince.
The truth about it is that sorry, ma'am.
You guys are both married counselors. Actually.
Sorry, ma'am. So hold on, please. What I want you to understand here is that we are looking at achievements. So achievement has to do with goals. But what people are saying now is that people are making it an emotional thing. How do you feel after you have done it? What are your experiences after?
Shouldn't that matter?
Mr. AY, if I plan to come, I told you yesterday I was going to come to the studio today.
Right.
And there were several times I told you that I would come to the studio, but a day of the studio, I'll tell you that something came up, I could not come again. If I told you I was going to come to the studio today and I came to the studio today, will you say I have not achieved my goal of coming to the studio?
Should we give that same premise to marriage? And
why do you want to separate the definition of achievement in marriage from the way it applies in every
Mrs.
other
George, you want to
principle.
say something? Mrs. George wants to say something. Is she here?
Why are you differentiating the definition? Because right now it's like people are having the definition of achievement in marriage is different from definition of achievement in every other thing.
Let me take